Hello and welcome to Watchin' Stuff, the show about watching stuff. I'm Nero, and with me is my Canadian counterpart, WHYBOY, and we are taking a look at the trailer for Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. Now, if you guys hadn't seen previously, we did do a live stream video, and we did a video in response to just the DVD box art cover
And the
that came out.
synopsis, yeah, just to give our
And
opening predictions for everything that we were fearing that would be in this movie, depending on like the image you can see right now. We had like the zombies with their googly eyes and everything like that. Scooby
yes!
smiling and sort of like giving it sort of like a more tropical sort of feeling to it, rather than what the original was. Like, the zombie island took place in uh, like the marshlands.
Took place in Nolans, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I did do more research. There are some palm trees down in New Orleans and all that, but you definitely don't really think palm trees when it
But
comes to
yeah,
New
when I
Orleans.
when I think about the original film, though, I think swamps and marshes, crocodile, gator infested waters, Creole,
Cat demons.
Cajun, cat demons, Cajun gumbo,
Yeah, all that.
crawfish.
You don't think just tropical shirts and palm trees.
No, no, because Zombie Island it treated its audience with reverence. Because like it's still goofy. Let's not pretend Zombie Island. It was so dark and adult. It had mature stuff in it. It was still goofy. It's still
Yeah,
Scooby Doo.
yeah, it's Scooby Doo. That is the strength of Scooby Doo. It can do these dark things, but also offset it with all the goofiness that Scooby Doo brings.
I don't
Like,
think people realize Scooby Doo is a horror comedy.
yeah, that's what it's always been. It's always been a horror comedy. Like, it's not
So
the
that
most horrific thing out there, obviously, but it's always based around basically making jokes with like a horror genre. Like, these are like monsters coming to life and all that, chasing people and all that. Like, that is just like the crux of the entire franchise.
yeah, well that's the thing too is like when you get down to it, yeah, it is arguably the darkest Scooby Doo movie we've had, but at the same time, it's still Scooby Doo. It's still the same movie where like Shaggy and Scooby are eating like hot peppers together and goofing around. They're still jinkies and zoinks and what have you. So I think there also needs to be a precedent for people to realize where it's like it was certainly a darker iteration, but it wasn't like some kind of oh man this was so adult like you don't even know. It was still just Scooby Doo.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't consider like, I really love the movie. Like, it's my favorite Scooby Doo movie of all time and all that. But I don't want to consider it just sort of like, oh, but changed the game because it was so dark and all that stuff. Like, no, it was definitely a game changer for like the Scooby Doo franchise because it did try to go this dark, like, which it hadn't even attempted beforehand. But
Yeah, like death didn't exist before.
yeah, like, this is like a clear showing of like people dying and all that stuff. Like, that is what a lot of people really hold this movie in high acclaim, because it actually could go into death and all that, and actually balance that out really well with like the goofy aspects, and actually have like a decent mystery and everything else. Like, that's what makes it strong.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's Hanna Barbera, it's Scooby Doo. At the end of the day, no matter how you want to look at it, Scooby Doo is not made with an older audience in mind. It is made with a child audience in mind. That's one of the reasons why I'm so adamantly annoyed by like the live action James Gunn films or Scooby Doo Apocalypse, because it was like it feels like you look at that and it's like this ain't your dad's Scooby Doo, man. This is the real Scooby. And it's the same problem like with Man of Steel, where it's like Superman is a property designed specifically to be this beacon to fight against oppression. He has a specific purpose for his existence. And then you have this gatekeeping audience. And this is actually very apparent with like the Batman audience fanboys, where it's like Batman shouldn't be made for kids. And it's like Batman's not yours. Batman's not some kind of character or property to be gatekeeped.
Yeah, like, I want to
You
just
know,
be clear when it comes to like just moving away from Batman to just Scooby Doo, because a lot of these sort of pop up in the comments and all that. Like, I'm not going to these movies just sort of thinking, be like, Scooby Doo has to be this certain way and all that sort of stuff. Like, it has to go in a dark route or it's just going to be crap. Like, no, of course not. Like, Scooby-Doo can be goofy, it can be serious, it can go in any sort of direction it wants. Like, what I love most about Scooby-Doo is that it can experiment with itself and go in any sort of direction it wants with its mystery. And sometimes the experiments work, and sometimes the experiments don't. But when it comes,
What's a prime example of don't?
like, don't, I would say don't would almost be like the Western Scooby-Doo, which was Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown. Like, that was the Western Scooby-Doo, where it played with the whole idea of being like, Shaggy's ancestor. Well, does Shaggy basically have ancestral blood with a criminal, and does that make him a good person or a bad person? That sort of thing. Like, that was an experiment that ended horribly.
All right, so enough jibber jabber and flim flammery. Let's take a look at the trailer for Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island, and we're gonna be back and see what we will deduce out of this. Will this be the sequel we've been waiting for?
Yeah.
Will this be the candle on top of the cake of the 50th celebration for the franchise, or will Warner botch it royally? Because I mean,
they do that. They did that last time with the 13 Ghosts.
I mean, they do it all the time. It's not just Scooby-Doo they do that to. They do it to everything, man. Justice League Action was barely on TV, so people couldn't even see it to sell the toys that were associated with it, and then it got canceled after a season.
Exactly.
And then they wondered, why are we making money? So let's cue this up. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play.
We've been to every haunted house, park, and carnival, north, south, east, and west of the Mississippi.
Oh,
We have a
references.
mystery to solve.
Maybe we solved them all.
We're going on vacation.
Sure is nice out here on the open sea.
Like nothing bad's ever happened in paradise.
Yeah.
Where did you say this island was that we're going to?
The darkest reaches of Davy Jones' locker.
Okay.
Haven't we been here before?
Get out!
The Zombie Island Mystery. This is it. One of the unsolved capers.
It wasn't unsolved.
Mystery Inc. is closed
Unsolved?
for
What the
business. The only thing
no.
we have to do on this island,
Okay.
man, is relax.
Oh, Fabo. Zombies.
Games full back in.
If we don't get out of here, we're dead. Or
Oh,
at least
no.
undead.
I say we hide
Okay.
out here. Scooby-Doo, please tell me that's your stomach. Not again.
Like, the zombies look bad.
Yeah, they really do. It really do. Wow, this the zombies.
That's not what the curse of the. That's not what Zombie Island was like, anyways. It wasn't about a zombie like upheaval.
Yeah, but this. There it is. Return to Zombie Island.
I think we've reached our limit for the day.
That looks awful. That looks bloody awful.
I'll just say, like, it definitely, like, basically laid to rest, like the prediction being, like, it's in a tropical setting. Oh, that it is Moonscar Island. Like, it showed, like, the cat statue and all that stuff. So it is on Moonscar Island. And it basically is doing, like what we said, they basically built a hotel on top of a place where a bunch of people were murdered and such. So, yeah, just, like, basic property sort of stuff, you know?
Well, that's the like stereotypical Scooby thing is like somebody wants something on the property, so they spook people away in order to get. So the idea that like they actually like the idea that like a hotel like developer would come in and be like, man, a bunch of like plantationers were like viciously murdered by pirates on here, so we can get the land cheap, right?
Yeah, exactly. So at least in that sense, okay, this definitely feels like they are going back to the island they said they were going to. What doesn't make sense, like what mystery was left behind?
Well, like that's the thing too. It's like mysteries unsolved. What mystery unsolved? You went to the island. You were trying to see about supernatural happenings. You discovered that the alleged ghosts that you were seeing turned out that they were as much bad guys as they were victims.
Yeah.
That the people who lived on the island, these two smoking hot broads, they were werecats who devoured the souls of visitors to stay young.
And you solved that mystery. You solved the zombie mystery.
You killed the cat, the cat witches. Yeah, you put the ghosts to rest. The pirates were at peace. The end. There was a detective that went with them, for crying out loud. Remember the gardener was like an underground, like he was like a hidden like Fed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, everything was set in stone, sort of thing. So this really feels like manufacturing just a sequel now.
Oh, it is. No, it totally is. I mean, the weird part is that it's a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist because it's so far removed from the original. Why is it a sequel? It's like Son of the Mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
exactly.
like Son of the Mask. The only tangential connection is there's a mask.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And this movie's all about. Like, as we saw from the opening, all that, they're going to do the whole thing being like, oh, we captured all these monsters that are all references to the old series and all that. Now we have no mysteries left to solve. Let's go on vacation again.
Well, like, if you look at it, too, it's like, I can only make out maybe 2 of those monsters in that big shot, where it's like they all pour out of the truck, and one's like the spooky space kook, and, I don't know, maybe the Yeti? I'm not sure what the white one is. I don't know what the rest are, though. It's just like generic wolf, generic-looking vampire. It's at if you go at 7 seconds in.
Yeah. Let me just give me a second, and here we go.
It's like spooky. Yeah. It's like the kooky space kook, some kind of Yeti, and then the rest.
Yeah. The vampire, the werewolf, they're both from the same thing. There's the creeper as well. There's a furry guy with a hat.
For a guy in the MAGA hat for some reason.
Yeah. And then there's, I believe that amphibious guy is basically like a reference to like one of the monsters that was unmasked in the original Zombie Island movie. Or that could be like there was like some sort of like frog person there, or some sort of amphibian one that basically they unmasked, where Daphne is just like, I'm trying to find a real monster. Where's the real monsters at?
I gotta say, by the way, art direction, this looks bad. Like, it looks so flat.
It really does. Like, if you just go like let's go to like the zombie attacking scene.
Yeah, like 58 seconds in.
Yeah, it's just all over. You see just how flat everything is. Like, it is a callback.
There's a reference.
Yeah, a bunch of references and all that. Like, these are actual like zombies that are actually from the original. Like, we remember them. Like, I have the image right here.
Which doesn't work because if they're at peace, their body's like dissolved.
Yeah, exactly. They turn into dust, and like the plantation owner basically appeared as a ghost to say thank you and just
I'd like to point out, by the way, that I guess the people who worked on this movie clearly didn't see the first film, because it's like, oh, look, pirates and Confederates.
Yeah.
What?
There were Confederates there. Like, one of the Confederate soldiers was one of the ghosts that haunted the gang.
No, Morgan Moonscar was a pirate.
No, that was only one of the victims. There were actually Confederate soldiers there as well.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't remember ever there being a attention brought to a Confederate soldier.
Yeah, no, there was. I can show you, like, after we do this. Like, one of the ghosts that basically was one of the main ghosts was, like, a Confederate soldier that owned the plantation.
I could have swore that the one that says, like, thank you at the end was a pirate.
No, it was a Confederate soldier.
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it. It has been a while, but, like, I don't remember. I mean, I guess the Confederate thing makes sense because it's like it's just like a southern plantation kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a plantation owner and all that. But yeah, just
look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it's just a flat, like the textured background and all that, and just like a flat zombie.
Well, yeah, it's like we did painted backgrounds, and then we did the overlay with some of the texture. I think that gets me about it too is just like. The other one, like the original film, was it was really like let's put like 110% into it in terms of like visual. This for all intent purposes, it's almost theatrical release quality. Obviously, it's not 110% there, but it's fairly close in terms of like what you were getting at the time.
Yeah,
it was considered like groundbreaking.
Yeah, with Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, and Cyber Chase, they all were outsourced to. Like one of the exclusive ones was basically to a place called Mook Animation, which were the ones that basically did the amazing shadowing, they did the amazing camera work and everything like that. But
I assume they don't use Mook anymore.
Yeah, no, they stopped using Mook after Cyber Chase and moved into like in-house animation, I believe.
Well, yeah, because you have to cut corners because you have to churn out this garbage like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, exactly. But
We just had a conversation about that too, didn't we?
Yeah, but yeah, because where it turned out like there are actually like almost like every year now there's been like 2 movies from Scooby-Doo come out every single year for the past like 7 years, I believe.
Think how much better visually these could be if they just made it one film and they took that extra time to write something better and then have a higher quality of animation put to it.
Yeah, because there are some of these movies that are actually really well done. Like, I just think on the top of my head, Abracadabra Do, Camp Scare, Moon Monster Madness, Jump Out is basically very visually beautiful movies. But when you... Like, even 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, as like crappy as that movie was, like, it still visually looked really great.
Well, the opening scene with like Vincent Van Gogh and his sidekick or whatever, like it's very solid. It's very well put together, and then you have that great intro that like encapsulates all the other like ghouls that they caught from the chest.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, I'm just gonna skim through the video again. Like it's just very flat looking.
Like look at the doors. Look at the doors. It's clearly like a CGI effect. They used to like bend them. Look at that. Like they used like an inflate effect.
Yeah. Yeah, just a lot more CG use and everything, and it's just playing off just a much more flatter sort of movie.
Again, and you know the problem with this was 13 Ghosts was this year, right? Curse of?
Yeah, 13 Ghosts because it's the 50th anniversary.
They should have flat out have canceled that production and put all resources into a sequel to Zombie Island.
Yeah, because like giving the benefit of the doubt here, maybe they have come up with some sort of mystery that would just perfectly encapsulate Scooby-Doo Zombie Island 2. Maybe they figured out the mystery to what a good mystery would be for that.
Zoinks, Taylor.
Yeah, but even then, like with such a downgraded animation for this, aesthetically, it doesn't even look as visually appealing as the 13 Ghosts movie was, and that already was a movie that split people down the middle. With this, it doesn't even have like animation to really save it this time, because it's always going to be compared to like the original movie.
Well, especially because, and you just know, there's going to be those people who work on it and are going to be like, it's unfair to make the comparison. It's called Return to Zombie Island. That infers a sequel. What did you expect? For people not to assume it's fair.
It's going to be a comparison to it, and really, I'll just say flat out, you need to change your freaking box art. It's giving off the completely wrong feeling of that. Just put them into like a bayou sort of setting in the background, like put a moss-covered tree in the front, not a freaking palm tree. At least that would be more correct.
What was the cover for the original Zombie Island? It had the whole gang, right?
Yeah, it's the whole gang. Like they were like walking through the marsh. There's like the castle in the background with like moon and all that, and the zombies were like made with the clouds in the background. Like it looked like an actual like really detailed movie poster. Like it just basically just jumps out there as it gets sort of like an offsetting like creepy vibe to it.
The funny thing is with the cover for Return to Zombie Island, I like the paint look of it. I think that's really cool. Like it's borderless, the way they did the coloring and everything. It's borderless painting. Like visually, it's very cool. It's just the content sucks.
Yeah, like the zombies they chose and all that. Like these are all like three their own original zombies for this movie, and they just chose like a creeper looking one. They chose a girl in a sports bra and just like some random other zombie and all that.
Why didn't they put like Morgan Moonscar on there?
Or any other like obviously they wouldn't put a Confederate, but why not on the Confederates, not on the other like pirate zombies, not any of the actual people that actually came there?
They could put a Confederate on there. Remember, they put a redcoat flat out. The Gourmet Ghost was a redcoat who flat out murdered a man.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, they could have done that. There are like many choices they could have done to basically work with this, but nope.
Not give Scooby a smile.
Yeah.
Seriously, like it's funny because again, Zombie Island is arguably a darker film. It's like Mystery Inc. In terms of like it's a bit more dramatic than what was like really like bumping around with like the Scooby-Doo franchise, and yet they were like, let's make it quirky, like a Happy Scooby, like. just honestly, here's the thing. Looking at this, this is what I was it. The phrase I called it Wizard of Oz syndrome. I think on TV tropes it's called the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Where watching the trailer, I could only see the man behind the curtain. I can't see the wizard anymore. It's very clear that you look at this trailer, this box art, and it's okay.
Yeah, the synopsis and all that stuff.
Oh, the very cynical synopsis of like zombies are like really popular. Yeah, maybe back when The Walking Dead first started, not like some odd years down the line.
Yeah.
Where like people are really bored with zombies now. But they were like, oh, 50th anniversary coming up. What could we do? People like, okay, older fans love Zombie Island. Okay, but like we got a lot of flack for that being so like dark and like morbid by parent groups. Okay, so we're not going to make it that, even though that's what the appeal was. So now the trade-off is we have to make it like for contemporary Scooby-Doo fans. That's it, like that right there. Like contemporary Scooby-Doo fans like the goofiness and the wackiness and the quirky comedy. And it's like that's not why Zombie Island became so beloved and so popular. Zombie Island became where it is because it was so different. It was so unconventional, especially at the time for, honestly, maybe animated stuff for kids. But in terms of Scooby-Doo, it was just, technically speaking, if you want something that pays a better feel towards Zombie Island, the crossover with Supernatural is a better feel. I mean, yeah, it's still too ridiculous because there's like blood and decapitation, which would never appear in Scooby-Doo.
It's clearly not for like actual Scooby-Doo fans, unless you're like the older generation of them. But that has a much more Scooby-Doo feel than like this is sort of feeling at the time. Like I'll only give it the benefit of the doubt, and sort of the case being like it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Being like tropical, sure, it's the tropical paradise, but where do they think they're actually going?
I mean, that's the thing where people were like, this looks like it's gonna be like the worst. Like I saw one of our commenters said, like, if they do this, I'm gonna stop watching these movies. No, you're not. No, don't kid yourself. Yeah. Like a bad Scooby-Doo movie. Again, they release about two of these a year at this point.
Yeah, and I'll still continue watching them. Like I enjoy the good Scooby-Doo movies because I enjoy the franchise. I enjoy the structure and everything like that. Like, a bad Scooby-Doo movie doesn't, like, ruin every other Scooby-Doo movie for me. Like, this movie, if it turns out to be bad, isn't gonna ruin Zombie Island for me.
No, it'll just make you appreciate it more, if anything. The rule I've always felt is, like, whenever you have something, like, really bad and it's counterintuitive to something really good, the balance is that thing you loved, you start to love it even more. It's like Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Like, M. Night made an abysmal adaptation of Last Airbender. And you know what? Avatar The Last Airbender, it's even better than you remember it, especially when you compare it to that film.
Yeah, exactly.
Same, it's like our love of Paddington, where it's like, by all logic, Paddington should be kind of like boring or like humdrum. And yet, we've seen so many adaptations, live action Scooby-Doo included, where they took a property that was made for a young audience, and it is just an abysmal display. And then we watch Paddington, and it's like, oh man, this must have been how Jafar felt when he found that diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we did it. The impossible has happened. And that's the thing. Like, looking at this trailer, I say it looks like garbage. I'm not gonna blow, sunshine up your skirt and tell you otherwise. I think it looks like grade A garbo. The animation looks cheap and lazy. Again, they already released another movie this year, so of course that was going to be the case. The zombies don't look at all creepy. I mean, the other ones do, where they have like the pure yellow eyes and stuff. Like the ones that actually look like the ones from Zombie Island.
Yeah, the three main ones they did for this movie don't look creepy at all, which makes it definitely really offsetting when they actually have zombies from the original movie showing up in this one too. So why did they all look like that?
Did the cat statue survive at the end of the original film?
Yeah, they didn't destroy it or anything, as far as I know.
Also, age.
Yeah, well, that's why it's like covered in moss and all that.
Well, no, the characters, I mean, age.
Oh yeah, the cat demons like aged and turned to dust.
No, the gang. They're supposed to be adults.
Shh.
Right?
You're gonna run away now.
Oh no! And like, by the way, at 56 seconds, the guy's wearing, I think, Selena's medallion.
Let's see.
Because if I recall, I think she wore like a cat medallion.
Yeah, she did. So either this guy's just gonna be the bad guy or whatnot, or he's gonna get possessed at some point. Maybe it's the mystery of where the heck did he find another cat medallion?
What happened? What happened to Fred's face in this shot? By the way,
that's it. Wait, let me just give me a second. I think I may have the answer to that. Let's see, because I think I may have saw like a double of Fred in here. Yeah.
What? Like they're shooting like a movie of what happened?
Here it is. See? Yeah.
Oh, wait, where's that at?
Like that. That's at a minute 18 seconds. But yeah, there's a double of Fred in there. So if I'm gonna guess, it's either they're shooting like some sort of like movie there to be like, hey, you guys were trying to shoot here before, but now I want to shoot something. I want to shoot with the cat demons.
Do you think they're gonna? Do you think it'll be like they're shooting a movie of Zombie Island? Like, obviously, this isn't going to be a real sequel. So, do you think that the gag is like the Zombie Island we liked is not canon, but they're filming the movie of the idea of zombie, like it's a meta thing.
Like it could be a meta thing, or they're going to try to push for the fact being like, oh no, we did experience that. Even though, like, as you said, they were more adult in the original movie, and now they're back to being teenagers and all that. So yeah,
I almost like the idea of it being meta if like it's as funny and clever as like Be Cool or Guess Who.
Yeah, like definitely the meta humor has been much stronger with Scooby-Doo recently, and that has been like their favorite card to pull when it comes to this sort of stuff. So if it does play the meta card, I think that would definitely help in the movie's favor.
What's your stance? Like takeaway at the end of this trailer, you know, where do you?
I definitely feel a little bit more like indifferent towards it. Like before, where I was just saying like, screw this crap. It's going exactly what the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo was. It's like it only half watched the original series and just had decided they wanted to do their own thing. But this, I feel thankful that it actually like is trying to understand more about like it at the actual setting. It's trying to actually set up like different sort of clues and such from the past and all that. Like we see Selena's medallion, we see them back on Zombie Island and everything like that. Like the things that pull it back are just like their own inclusions, like those 3 zombies and all that. Because it definitely feels like it's going into the route of being like, oh, is it real or is it not real? We don't know.
Yeah, this might be a situation where after we watch it, we have to look at it from 2 perspectives. We have to look at it from the perspective of fans who grew up with Zombie Island and acknowledge that this is a sequel. It says Return to Zombie Island. It's a sequel to the original film from like 1998 that we enjoyed. And then we have to look at it again from a different perspective being, okay,
if it's just a Scooby-Doo zombie movie, just another one.
or it's just like a soulless corporate cash grab, which, I mean, that's what 13 Ghosts was. That was a soulless corporate cash grab. Like, obviously they weren't fans of the original. Right. And, you know, they obviously couldn't commit to the idea of supernatural entities being in there. Their hatred of Scrappy still permeating because they know that a lot of audiences don't like Scrappy-Doo, even though I would argue kids don't know who that is, and older audiences either just don't care and have grown up and moved on from, yeah, he kind of sucked and that's it. Or if you're like me, you kind of turned around and you're like, no, Scrappy's kind of cool. I mean, you could probably rewrite him to make him a bit more interesting if you really wanted to explore something kind of fascinating.
Right.
So, in the end, we're going to have to wait and see. Yeah. So, September, 6th?
Yeah, September 3rd, I believe. It's for, like, the digital release, and October 1st for the actual digital release. Which definitely feels like it was, like, preemptive, because as the time we're recording it, this is July 14th. So, a few months off.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird to predate it this much, because the amount of backlash this is going to get on, like, the Twitter sphere and stuff is going to be egregious.
And that could be the exact reason why they released it early, just so that they could get that.
Yeah. So, what are your guys' thoughts, though, from the trailer, from the art direction? I mean, kudos where credit is due. All the voice actors we like are coming back. Not from the original, of course, because unfortunately 2 of them are no longer with us. The original voice actors for Daphne and the original voice actor for Shaggy have passed away. So, but we got Welker coming back as Fred and Scooby. Gray Delisle is still coming back as Daph. I keep forgetting for the life of me the woman who plays Velma, because Velma's the only character where the occasion Kate Micucci.
Yeah, they keep switching out her for like different Velma voice actors, and I just keep I never really notice.
No, because no one cares about Velma. Like,
you know, I really like Velma. I do.
I do. No, I like Velma too. I because she's the smart one. That's what makes her awesome. But like, it's Velma, and the thing is, here's the thing: when they don't have the big team together, it's always Scooby, Shaggy, and then usually additional characters, which could either be Daphne, Flim Flam, Scrappy, or like Vincent Van Gogh or Googie. And that's just the thing, though. Fred and Velma always get left out, but everyone's gonna remember Fred because Fred's like Leo. He's like the Leonardo of the Ninja Turtles. Fred is the
leader.
The leader. You're not gonna forget Fred. But okay, so thoughts are, what do you guys think? Do you feel like it's gonna be good? Do you just hope it's gonna be good? Leave your comments down below. Feel free to critique us on anything we said, which I'm sure many, many, many people will do.
You definitely can. Well, I'm just going to reiterate, we're not necessarily saying it's going to be automatically bad or anything like that.
Oh, no, dude. It could be a situation where it's like, it sounds stupid. I mean, come on, dude. Moon Monster Madness. Scooby-Doo in outer space.
It's
wow.
moronic.
We're really tapped for idea. This movie's great.
Yeah, if this could actually be like the first like Scooby-Doo sequel that's actually really good, then that would be an experiment that would just explode out of it. Because usually they have been doing pretty bad with their sequels. Monsters Unleashed, that second WWE Curse of the Speed Demon movie, and now this would be their really third attempt at a sequel.
Yeah. I had to think about it for a minute. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true. So, as always, guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date. You can support us through our Patreon or our TeePublic store, where you can buy like shirts and prints. All that stuff helps keep the lights on and keeps things going so we can do this more regularly. Mm-hmm. And as always, be sure to tune in
to ToonGrin and just more of this.
I seriously... I'd like to point out, I was so ready to believe they just screwed up Fred's character model. That one shot, I was so ready to be like, what happened? That they forgot what Freddy looks like.
They just thought like, oh, you needed more chiseled bone in his face.
I wish Freddy had cheeks that could cut diamond.
But now you can have 2 Freds, Nero, and they can just kiss.
That sounds like Daphne's fanfic.